Hey, welcome to another lovely state mandated meal break. So, it was pointed out to me by a friend of mine that I haven't made a video in a long time. And she was very, very disappointed in me, and I don't like it when she's disappointed. So, I figured I'd put together a quick video today. And today's topic is not having your chickens all or your eggs all in one basket. There's several reasons you might want to do this, and not all of them have to do with, oh my God, zombies, all that horse shit. So let's just start with the mundane. Let's just say you put all of your prepping supplies in your basement. That's your pantry. That's your storage for your batteries, everything. And you happen to live in Texas, where they don't bury their water lines deep enough. You have snowpocalypse, pipe breaks, freezes and breaks, and your supplies get flooded on. That's as mundane as it gets. Now you're out possibly thousands of dollars, all the time it took to gather those things, and you're to a point where if you did have to leave that home, now you have nothing to take with you, nothing at all. So, mundane. For let's just say for us, one of the places we store things, notice only one of the places is in a shed. And let's just say that shed has an electrical problem and burns down. If all of my supplies are there, wow, not good. You know, now you're out thousands of dollars of supplies, and yet again, you're in a place where you got nothing. So then you go to your next tier, and let's just say the disaster is you get run off of your property. Well, for whatever reason, run off your property because you got no heat, you got no water, you got no sanitation because snowpocalypse and FEMA doesn't come to help. Whatever the reason, the zombies came and attacked, and you had to go be a tactical operator. That's for you again, Bear. You get run off of the property for any given reason. You are now your enemy has all of your supplies, and you have exactly dick. If you have something, a spider hole, a cache, something out there in another spot, that gives you time to make decisions. And, time and good decisions is good tactics. So, in the end, let's just say you've lost everything. The zombies came through and raped your dog and ate your children or whatever, and you had to leave. And whatever supplies are cached there is all gone. Your enemies have it, or the house got burned down, or whatever. Now, here's your next tier. If you have a mag, you have a tribe, you have your family, you're going to show up on their doorstep with, excuse me, nothing but your sweet ass and a fucking pistol, maybe? No. Your next portion is you could divide off a bit of your supplies and say, hey, Jim, Bob, Joe, Johnny, can I store these in the corner of your garage? I notice you got just a little flat spot over there. I just want to stack up 4 or 5 buckets. That way, if you're in that position, you're not eating your mag's supplies and bringing nothing but your sweet ass to the equation. So at that point, then you can pull your weight by contributing something to the group, right? Now, in speaking to what the Angry Prepper was talking about people being thieves and possibly taking your stuff, now you've also mitigated that. If it's a MAG member and you're worried about losing all your supplies, first things first, if they demand that you put all your supplies on their property, don't. Run the other way. That is not a reasonable demand. That is not correct, dude. And what had happened that he mentioned is somebody put all their supplies on these other people's property, and then they simply locked it up, kept it, and wouldn't allow them access to their own supplies. So that's the simplest way to steal something, because how do you prove the buckets of rice are yours? Right? So essentially, put some supplies so you have something to bring to the equation. Have a spider hole outside of your home somewhere where you have some stuff stashed. Even within your home, spread your stuff out a little bit. Don't put it all in one closet where, a pipe breaks, you can have it flooded. Don't put it all in a crawl space or wherever. No, Spread it out. Put it some in a closet, some in a tote under your bed, some in the crawl space, some in the shed, some in a spider hole, and essentially make sure it's all accessible to you on your property if you're staying, so that it's still convenient. But also, with your mag, with your family, whoever, stash a little bit with them. And if you don't need it and they do, guess what? It's on site. You have comms with them, and they say, hey, look, we're running low on food. Hey, remember those 5 buckets I put in your garage? Help yourself. We'll be there when we can. We're bringing our trailer and our food. Let's consolidate. But you have time to make that choice, and you put yourself in a position of strength where you don't have to make an immediate decision because you're hiding in the woods, 1,000 yards from your house and you got nothing. Well, you know what? No. You snuck back in and grabbed some supplies out of your crawl space or your shed or your spider hole that's 1,000 yards out in the woods. Grab that, sit, observe, watch. Then maybe an opportunity will present itself for you to take your supplies back, or something will happen within their group, whatever. Point being, if you have all of your supplies in one spot, they only got to take one spot, and it takes away all of your strength. So, don't dilute it to the point where it's not convenient for you anymore, and don't dilute it to a point where it's really simple to find, right around your area. But make sure you still have access to it for normal times, but it's hidden enough for emergencies if you have to leave the property. So there you go. That's my take, my personal take on your supplies and where you should store them and what you should do, tactically speaking, to make sure you still have access to things, right? And as we all know, and even Bear talks about this, all things become man portable. Well, you know what, man? Mike Tyson said it too. Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. So no plan's going to be perfect, but if you have some flexibility built in there, when you get hit in the mouth and you have to leave, you're not going to show up at Jim Bob's house with nothing to bring, and you're not going to have to flee for your life because you're hungry. You can set up camp, set up OPs, and watch your property and maybe get back into the game. But you're not going to do that if you got nothing. If you have no fire, no food, no water, you're going to have to go to your alternate your alternate location immediately. So no, spread it out a little bit, give yourself some options, and options buys you time. There you go. Think of it what you will, man. I don't pretend to know everything, but I think that sounds like sound reasoning to me. Chime in if you want.